Today's day 6 of Keto Camp, and we're going to talk about snacks. So, we don't really have a lot of snacking on program. We try to make use of intermittent fasting, keep the meals limited, 2 meals a day. But, in some certain instances, a snack can save you from having a big binge and going off the rails and having a cheat meal. So, I look at snacking as needed or in an emergency if you do get hungry, especially this first week or so, it can be difficult. So stock up on some snacks, which are going to be just pickles mostly. And you want dill pickles or kosher pickles. You don't want the sweet or sweet and sour ones. You don't want sugar. So get a great big jar, or you can get baby dills or the dill pickles with garlic, something like that. And those are very, very low carb, very low calorie. They do have a lot of electrolytes, just packed with sodium and potassium. They have some potassium, they have both. So they are a good source of electrolytes, and they just give you something, to crunch, some crunchy food to snack on like that, especially in the evenings is when most people find it difficult before bed. So I would go with that first. Celery isn't really, it's another free one, but you kind of need something to dip the celery in. So, and it's whatever that is probably going to cause a problem. So you definitely don't want to have peanut butter or anything like that. I wouldn't use nuts as a snack. A lot of the dried foods like beef jerky, nuts, and things like that are very high calorie, very calorie dense. Even a small handful in your palm can be hundreds of calories, which really eats into your calorie deficit, and you're not going to burn body fat while you're sleeping. But yet if you had 5 or 6, 7, 8 pickles even, that might be only 8 grams of carbs. If you had, depending if they're like the baby dills or the big ones, but you could have a bunch. You could put some salt, some no salt. You could put some of that on your pickles, sprinkle it on for even more electrolytes, which is only going to help you. So that's the kind of the main, my go-to is pickles. Now, if you don't like pickles, then you might want to use some different drinks like tea, herbal teas, and things like that in the evening. Now, for women specifically, you often get cravings for chocolate. So I am going to allow, in an emergency, if you're really craving some sweets or really craving some chocolates, it's usually because your magnesium is low. So if you're taking your magnesium as you're supposed to, and you're still having a really strong craving, then I'm going to say that you can have a square of dark chocolate in the evening. It would have to be at least 85% or 90%. And it's more just to get rid of that, help you get rid of that craving. And it does have magnesium in it, and it does have a few other minerals in chocolate. So I am going to allow just, like I said, only 1 square though. And if you're finding that you're eating a lot of chocolate, if you're doing this every night, then you might want to cut it out completely so that you don't get in the habit of having that all the time. So it's more like an emergency situation when you really need that chocolate or you really need something sweet. Feel free to have a square of dark chocolate. Pickles are always a good go-to. There's not a lot of other, foods that, like I would say celery is great, but who's going to eat celery? If you want just celery sticks, if you want to cut them up into really thin, just to have something else to chew on, you could do that, and I'm totally fine with that. But most people want something to dip it in, or something to put on it, like peanut butter, and that's no good. A lot of the store-bought dressings are also no good. So that's it for snacks, guys. Unfortunately, it's very important to break the habit of snacking, and we really don't want to snack, because every time we snack, you get that little bit of insulin going up, which I've talked a little bit about in the other videos. Insulin, blood glucose, there's always a response depending on what your snack is. Pickles is going to be, a little blip. It's not really going to do much. It's not going to affect your results. Neither would celery, neither would greens, but nobody eats greens without something on it. If you want to have a little bit of any type of leafy greens as a snack, and you just want to use a bit of vinegar on it, like a really light vinaigrette or vinegar, that would be fine. I don't know how many people would actually do that, but that would be perfectly fine. Anything that has many calories, though, that you'd consider a standard keto snack, I would try to avoid on this program just to get the best possible results. I'll see you guys tomorrow.